Chapter 46. Cinder flew over the trees with anxious speed. Snow and the mutant wolves struggled to hold onto her bareback as best they could. All at once, Cinder came to a stop and hovered in the air. The wolves yelled in surprise as they began to slip. "What is it?" Snow growled as he grabbed onto her shoulder. "We're close. I can sense him," Cinder hissed. In actuality, she recognized the area where she and Spyro had been together the night before. "How can you tell?" Snow looked around and sniffed the air. There was definitely the same dragon's finger in the air. "Because the pearl dragon wields the same power I do. Therefore, I can sense where he is getting closer." "I see." Snow scratched his chin. "Set us down. We will proceed on foot." Cinder dropped to the ground and the wolf slid off her back, thankful to feel the soft earth beneath their paws again. "Just don't do anything stupid this time." The black dragon span and flew off again. "Good riddance." Snow spit back at her as she disappeared atop the trees. "I hope the pearl will destroy you and we capture him for our master." He turned to his warriors and barked a couple of orders in a native dialogue before taking off on all fours, following Cinder's flight path. Timber's eyes opened calmly. "We have contacts." He reported and looked to Spyro, who was laying down beneath an old fir tree. "Looks like you're right about Cinder bringing more reinforcements." The Guardians all woke from their light slumbers and began to shake themselves awake. "How many do you think? How many do you count?" Spyro asked, working the kink of his neck. "4. Does that include Cinder?" Candace asked, looking from her dragon to Spyro. "No. She touched down, but I can't feel it anymore. She probably went airborne again." "Then let's get ready." Spyro nodded. "Cinder flies pretty fast, so we probably only have a few minutes." "Then you guys had better get your tails moving," Trummer smirked. "Don't need to tell me twice." Spike slowly slipped off into the trees. Flame never followed after him. Stella paused and looked back at the 3 remaining Guardians. "Be careful, you guys. We don't want this to be a catastrophe." "Don't worry," Spyro nodded. "Everything will be just fine." The Lion Dragon smiled. Seeing Spyro in a better frame of mind put her own at ease. She bobbed her head slightly and ducked back to the cover of the trees to catch with flame, ember, and sparks. A loud roar shook the sky above the Guardians. "She's here," Spyro said, turning his nose to the clouds above. "You two know what to do?" "Yeah." Trimmer and Candace nodded in unison. "Alright then, let's do this." Spyro spread his wings and began to air with shocking speed. "Dear ancestors!" Trimmer shooed himself and Candace from the dust and leaves blowing through the air. "He's really taking it seriously." "It's for Cinder," Candace pointed out. "Why wouldn't he?" Spyro shouted into the air and looked around. Sure enough, he spotted the large black dragon is charging straight for him. Cinder gave an angry roar and lashed out at Spyro. The purple dragon faded and Spyro spat a ball of light to her as she rushed by. Cinder somersaulted and stopped to hover several yards away from him. "I see your foot recovered fairly quickly," she said as she eyed him up and down. His faded purple scales gave a slight golden glow in the sunlight, making up for his duller appearance. The slash marks she had left were nearly invisible, but she could still see the bar marks she had left. Since she slowed slightly, she pondered if anyone else had noticed. "He would admit if I was fully recovered or not," Spyro smirked. "I'm gonna get my Cinder back." Cinder's cheeks burned even more and she gave him a toothy grin. "Then come at me if you dare." "Don't mind if I do." Spyro growled and charged in. Cinder let out a roar and rushed forward. She slashed with a long talon, and Spyro somersaulted out of the way and spat another bolt of lightning. Cinder swiveled around and fired a blast of shadow fire. Spyro tried to counter with his own fire breath, but only managed to cough hard. Cinder's flames engulfed and Spyro fell back with a painful cry. Cinder winced at the sound of fire against the feelings in her heart. "What's wrong, Purple Dragon? Can't you use your firepower anymore?" "Shit," Spyro cursed to himself. He had forgotten about his lost powers in the hot heat of the moment. Now he was aching from the burns that spread across his body. He dug down, tapped in his golden power, and his body began to shine. Dead scales shed away from him, leaving his body clean from the dead skin and ash. Cinder's eyes widened. "Impressive," she nodded. She had never known Spyro to have such a power. She opened her jaws wide and unleashed a tornado. Spyro watched as the swirling winds rushed up to meet him. At the last possible second, he covered himself with his wings, using his earth element to form a protective shield. Cinder's tornado cut the ball of earth, and she watched with a youthful amusement as Spyro was spun around inside the twister. Suddenly, the ball rocketed out the wind tunnel and struck her in the side. Cinder shrieked and fell towards the ground. She got her bearings and spread her wings wide to stop her fall. The wind blew through the trees, sending a chill down the spines of the other Guardians. The black dragon looked back up at Spyro, who wore a superior smirk on his face. "Not bad. You're definitely fine with your head today. Maybe now our battle will be more interesting." She spread her wings wide again and flung herself at Spyro. The purple dragon dodged her again, but the backlash knocked him off balance. He tumbled head over heels and spun to get himself upright. Cinder banked hard and rushed at him again. This time Spyro was ready. He beat his wings hard as she shot by like a sleek, black missile. The backwash hit again and Spyro grit his teeth against extreme pressure. Cinder came back again for another pass, and Spyro did his best to hide a smile. As she whisked by, Cinder noticed the look on Spyro's face and her eyes widened. As she turned her head to look back at him, Spyro fired an earth bullet. The wind propelled the attack even faster and struck Cinder across the face. The black dragon's roaring in anger and crashing to the ground. Ooh, Spyro winced. He watched as the cloud dust began to settle. Cinder got up and shook the stars and checkers out of her head. Spyro's attack hadn't hurt so much as it had surprised her. Her cheek throbbed from the blow and she craned her long neck up at the purple dragon and gave a menacing hiss. He was going to have to pay for that one, friend or not. She was her fate smashed and broke a tree through her with her long tail. With a mighty beautiful wind, she was in the air again, hovering before Spyro. That was a good shot, she growled angrily, but you should know better than to hit a female. Hey, you started it. Spyro pointed a punch and clawed at her. Spyro? Then he growled in a lower tone, indicating that she was not happy about what he had done. The proud dragon gulped nervously. Cinder's eyes began to glow red, and the wind began to howl. What the hell? Tremor shouted and covered Candace with the wing to protect her from flying debris. I knew Cinder was no pushover. Candace called over the noise. But she's far stronger than I ever thought possible. Stone gritted his teeth and shielded his face from the stinging wind. Overhead, he could see the black dragon's face off with the purple dragon. He and his pack had been searching for the other dragons that were accompanying Spyro. Their scent had gone stronger, and now with the wind blowing so hard, it was unmistakably strong. Cinder sensed the wolf's presence and her eyes locked with Spyro. The purple dragon nodded in response. Have we accepted this whole I'm weak routine then? I know I'm stronger than that. Cinder was a bit puzzled by his sudden proposal. He had been expecting him to call out the other guards for help. She knew they were around, but why weren't they jumping in to help him? Very well then, Cinder nodded, going along with his plan. Let's settle this like dragons should. Spyro smiled and his body began to glow. Much to Cinder's surprise, he summoned the power of convexity. She followed his lead a bit, unsure of what he was up to. Spyro focused the power into a concentrated orb on his body and nodded for Spyro to do the same. Cinder emulated his actions and grunted, indicating she was ready. That's better. Spyro smiled and turned his head to the sky and let a loud roar. Down below, Candace pushed up from Tremor's wing. That's the signal! Then hang on tight, Candy. If you insist. Candace threw her body on top of Tremor's and wrapped her front limbs around his waist. The other guardian jumped to the air, carrying the dragoness with him and slammed his paws deep into the ground. Cinder's attention was grabbed by another loud roar from below. She looked down as all the trees in the surrounding area were smashed together, clearing out several acres of forest, leaving nothing but open soil. What is this? snarled Bella as he and his warriors struggled to maintain their balance as the ground beneath them shook. The mutant wolves yelped as the massive tree trunks rushed at them. Damn dragons! snarled Crest and swung his weapons, shattering an oncoming tree. What the hell is going on? The black dragon shouted at her in her mind and looked nervously at Spyro. Get ready, Cinder! Tremor shouted as he pulled his claws out the holes. Candace began to glow with ice energy, and with a brilliant flash, the entire air was frozen over. Both dragons jumped in unison. There was a thunderous crack as the ground and ice split. Candace hit the ground first, turning all the shards of ice up towards the two dragons. Tremor hit the ground and catapulted shards and pillars fork up at Spyro and Cinder. Cinder's eyes widened and she hissed. She tightened her stomach muscles and the convexity around her began to harden into a physical form. The projectiles smashed against the barrier, rattling her on the inside. The missiles of stone and ice arched high in the air and came back down on top of the four dragons. Cinder felt a barrier jostle again and watched as the jagged slabs of debris fell towards Tremor and Candace. Cinder held her breath as both guardians stood the ground. Just before they were hit, the two young dragons spun in opposite directions, their tails smashing through the onslaught of falling debris. When the thunder of falling stones and ice died away, the dragons all looked at one another. Cinder looked at Spyro in surprise. Tremor and Candace exchanged respectful nods. Neither of them could have believed how well they moved together. It was then the flame Ember Stella burst from the edge of the open forest. Stella traced a concentrated ball of electricity fired across the field. Tremor and Candace watched as the ball banked around them and struck the edge of the trees behind them. There was a loud howl and three wolves leaped high into the air. Tremor's eyes grew wide as he landed hard several yards away from him and Candace. The mutants drew the weapons and stepped forward. Candace hissed and took a step forward. Immediately, Tremor shoved her aside and put himself between them. He immediately began to glow green. He spread his wings wide and let loose an earth-shattering roar, displaying his power. Tremor! Candace gasped, seeing his extremely defensive reaction to their presence. It's more of them, Tremor replied as Emperor Flaming Stella bounded up. More? Ember asked curiously, staring at the wolves. The wolf that nearly killed me. Tremor's claws dug into the earth. He was just like these ones here. The other guardians all stared in shock at the wolves that were slowly approaching, jowls dripping with bloodlust. Tremor. Candace took a step closer to him. Are you sure you're okay enough to fight them? There's no way we can't fight them. Tremor narrowed his eyes as the lead eyes mutant. They'll kill us if we try and fight a confrontation. They won't go down easy, so be on your guard. Alright then, Candace said, and she began to glow with ice energy. I'm with you. Me too. Taylor nodded and fixed her eyes on the wolf with golden blonde hairs, bristling with electricity. As scared as she was to face something that could have easily killed her friend, she was also excited for the challenge. There's no way I'm going to let them take my flame from me. Ember hesitated, stopped forward, flame spreading from beneath her paws. Flame hesitated a moment. He took up position beside Ember without a word. The pink dragoness glanced at him, expecting him to say something. She noticed the expression on his face, and she found a sinking fear in the pit of her stomach. Flame normally went to battle looking cool and confident, but now he looked like his mind was plagued by outside influences. Flame? Ember leaned in to get his attention. I'm fine, the Fire Guardian replied without bringing his gaze on the approaching canines. Ember was about to speak when Tremor turned his head. Stay focused. Don't let your guards down even for a moment with these guys. No sooner had he spoken than the lead wolf lunged forward. He slammed to Tremor, sending the earth dragons tumbling across the ground, and chased after him. Tremor! Candace shouted, swirling around in horror. Go! Stella shouted and lunged for her target. The real battle had just begun.